Good day, everybody. Meteorologist Mark Molnar here. I want to thank you for joining me for this edition of Weather Eastern. We're going to take a look at all four seasons in 1 week here. Yeah, we're in the month of March. This is where things can change on a dime. Many of you across the East, you'll be seeing highs by the weekend into the 60s, 70s, and even 80s. And some severe thunderstorms, so we'll take a look at severe weather outlook. And guess what? Some of you will be seeing a return to winter later Monday into Tuesday across parts of the Northeast. So let's get into all of this great, glorious March roller coaster ride where many of you in the Northeast will be as low as 0 degrees on Friday morning, and you'll be pushing highs near 70 to 75 later in the weekend. Welcome to March. Let's get into it. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit the bell button, comment or question down below. I love to read your questions or comments. And guess what? There are timestamps down below if you wish to skip ahead. Let's get right into all of it. All right, before we dive briefly into snowfall total outlooks here on the models, let's dive into my winter storm confidence scale. Now, I cannot go beyond a 2 at this point, given Monday, March 7th and Tuesday, March 8th are pretty far off. We're still outside that 3 to 4 day window of very high uncertainty, but it is pretty interesting to see that in this green zone, I think you have the chance of a potential for some sort of accumulating snow, whether it be with the first wave on Monday or the second wave on Tuesday. Well, technically there's 3 waves. There's going to be the wave over the weekend, but that's all rain, so that's wave 1. Wave 1 is an all rain event. Wave 2 and 3 could get interesting, and wave 2 will probably be warmer than wave 3. Wave 3 we still have to watch because it might come a little bit farther south than originally thought. But here in the yellow zone, I am getting a little more confident, especially with the first wave on Monday, that you'll see some frozen precipitation here, whether it be in the form of snow, sleet, freezing rain, probably more on the snow sleet variety. So I'm gonna break it all down for you and show you exactly this very complicated scenario that's very, very interesting. Let's take a look at the models. All right, let's take a look at the GFS here. We're taking a look at snowfall amounts across the Northeast. GFS, this takes us through, you notice the weekend there was nothing. Then we get into later Monday into Tuesday here. Anywhere from 3 inches in Cleveland, over towards Toledo, right around Jamestown, New York. Look at that, 6 inches, 7 inches around Syracuse, 1 inch on the south side of Albany, 4 inches on the north side, Portland, Maine over to 3 inches. So, yeah, you get the idea. It's more of a northern area, New York State Thruway on northward into north central New England here. And then let's get over to the the high resolution Euro here. Take a look at this. We put this into motion. Make sure we have, oh, there we go. Look at that. So you have nothing. Let's back this up. Nothing for the weekend. And then look at that. Bam. You're right into late Tuesday here. Look at this. Anywhere from a stripe of 7 inches Toledo, 4 inches in Cleveland, 5 inches in Buffalo, 9 inches in Syracuse, only about 3 inches in Binghamton. I don't think we're going to see too much in Binghamton. I know a lot of you in Binghamton want to see a good snowstorm. It's just not happening. 7 inches in Jamestown, 7 inches in Erie, 7 inches in Concord there, right around 7 or 8 inches in Albany. That's going to be, I don't know, that's pushing it. I think this axis of heavier snow is a little bit further should be a little bit further to the north. 6 inches, 5 inches there in Portland, but we'll see. This is a little bit further out here. So then take a look at this. So this is the high resolution Euro nationally. There's the first storm over the weekend. So you get this snow anywhere from 3 to 6 inches, locally higher amounts 4 to 8, up to a foot here in the Rockies or higher into northern. This is going to be pretty close to that severe weather outbreak that's on the east side here. And then we progress it. Take a look at this next system here. This is later Sunday, Monday into Tuesday there into the Northeast. There's those snowfall totals really kicking in. And then you get over to the GFS, and this is what we're looking at here. Take a look at that. There's the first system. GFS painting a little bit different story, 6 to 12 inches here into the purple zone. So picking up some healthy accumulations, and then not as much here with this next system later Monday into Tuesday here across parts of northern Ohio into upstate New York into New England there. All right, so we're going to start off with the national view here. This is the GFS. We'll start off with high pressure here in the Northeast, keeping some very cold temperatures on Thursday night here, single digits in many of the valleys, even parts of northern New England here below zero. But here is the next system here. This is a conglomeration of low pressures, a double barrel low here, eastern Colorado and Utah. This will be feeding into some energy here across the plain states. Look at this. This is early Saturday morning as the sun's rising. Here's that low pressure, heavy snow developing on the backside of it. And this is going to give way to a severe weather outbreak here across the central and northern plains here. So this is going to be a pretty big day across parts of Iowa. There it is, Missouri, and into Wisconsin. And look at that, 996 millibar low, heavy snow on the backside here, pushing a warm front through the northeast, bringing unseasonably warm temperatures. The first shortwave moving through, this is about noon, 1 p.m., and then we bring the next cold front through. Look at that line of convection, even some severe weather potential breaking out here across the parts of the plains again. And look at that. Wow. That's some big-time convection here across parts of Missouri, southern Illinois, and Arkansas. So we put that into motion, and look at that. That is double barrel low. It heads to the northeast here. This is for your Monday morning, so right around sunrise. You're looking at a lot of heavy rain, and this is thunderstorms down in here, and you're starting to see this next breakout of snow on the north side. So let's back that up just slightly. There's that heavy snow breaking out across parts of western New York, right around Rochester, Buffalo area, Syracuse. And then there's that another burst of heavier snow. Low pressure moving across southern Pennsylvania there. So the snow, if you look, is not getting really heavy here. It's not like this massively heavy. It's kind of disconnected here from the initial low because we don't have this. See the system back here? It's not quick enough to catch up here and re-energize this system and transfer energy and have some convergence. But you start to see the second low starts to have a little bit of a second wind here. This is Tuesday morning. Take a look at this. If we put this into motion right around sunrise, you're getting some snow here across the northeast. So Tuesday could feature a couple inches of snow, especially inland here of the northeast. And there's that next system. It's just not quick enough to catch up and start a merging scenario and transfer of energy to the coastline here. So if you take a look at the high-resolution Euro, let's take a look at that as well. So there's that same high pressure bringing some unseasonably horribly cold weather here Friday morning. And then Saturday, that high pressure retreats to the northeast. There's that next low kicking out across the plains. Looks very similar to the GFS. You have these strong thunderstorms developing on the east side of it. Could be pretty active from eastern Kansas, Iowa, even as far north as southern Minnesota, parts of Wisconsin here, and over to as far east as Chicago here. Look at this. This is about closer to sunset on Saturday night here. So we have a heavy developing low pressure here, 997 millibars, heavy snow on the backside here. And look at this. We drag that warm front through the northeast. You see unseasonably warm temperatures here. And there's even some lines of convection here into eastern Ohio, western Pennsylvania. So could not rule out a gusty thunderstorm here, especially across eastern Ohio, western Pennsylvania, those areas that normally get some of those stronger winds, because this is going to be a 990 millibar low across Ontario, Canada here. And look at that. Convection is far east of the Catskills, Poconos, and New Jersey. This is midday Sunday. So that's what that short wave that moves out ahead of the main system, and then the cold front moves through later in the day across western New York. And look at this. This could be some severe weather down here into the southern plains, parts of the south as well. So look at that, 989 millibar low. That is moving to the northeast. No snow expected with this one, but look at this is the next system that lines us up with more snow potential here. And as you see, as this moves in, this is Monday across the northeast. Let's take a look at this. Let's actually zoom in here across parts of the northeast here. So we take a look at this system. Let's catch it up here. And here we go. Here is Monday morning here across the northeast. So this is right after sunrise, after you've pretty much got to work and everything. You start to get some snow moving in, especially, and let's back this up just a frame. So this is when you're going to work. So you're still somewhat clear here, but look at this. This moves in pretty quickly. Erie, seeing some moderate to heavy snow. Jamestown over to Buffalo, some light snow starting. By this point in Cleveland, you're already over, I think you'll be rain and sleet pellets mix in here. So this low pressure moves across eastern Ohio, pushes some warm air, and look at this. This is the telltale sign here of the Twin Tiers of Pennsylvania and upstate New York, getting basically this, you're you're sandwiched right in the middle here. You don't have the chance of getting any major accumulating snow. And this has been the story all winter long, from Binghamton over to Jamestown, Erie, Pennsylvania, and then into northern Pennsylvania, where you end up breaking out into plain rain. And see that? Plain rain making it into the southern tier of New York here. Sleet here in Binghamton, maybe the higher elevation sleet pellets mixing in with the rain. But you can see the heavier snow is confined more to the New York State Thruway across upstate New York here, into parts of the southern Adirondacks, the White and the Green Mountains here. And take a look at this. If we head into Tuesday, we're still getting rain here on Monday night into Tuesday morning here across parts of the Northeast. And you see the area of snow by this point is outrun. Now look at this. We do have another shortwave behind this system, and it's not quick enough to catch up to that first system. So there's that second low pressure system, and it doesn't have enough energy here to really fill everything in. Now you start to see some bursts of heavier snow here. That is quite interesting, and we'll have to watch for the potential of a couple more inches here. This is on midday Tuesday, just before noon, Tuesday morning across the Northeast. Binghamton, Syracuse, Buffalo, Albany, you'll be right on the edge here of rain and snow mix. And there it is, low pressure. It remains pretty weak and open here across the Northeast, so we don't really see that tremendous fill-in and a major coastal bomb developing there. And then you see, wow, look at this, for Saturday across the Northeast, you see a this is a low pressure moving across the Appalachians, and you see heavy snow on the backside and then rain out ahead. Wow. 980 millibars here in Philadelphia. This is next Saturday, March 12th. We'll have to see if that happens. That would be a really interesting scenario here if that does happen. But you know what? This is so far out, 968 millibars. Take this part of the model here with a grain of salt. And before we move on here, take this with a grain of salt, because this is the latest model run of the GFS that just came in. But look at this. It's bringing that second wave. If you take a look, there it is. That Tuesday wave. It's bringing it a little bit farther to the south in northern Pennsylvania and the southern tier of New York. A band of 3 to 6 inches of snow. So take that with a grain of salt. There's going to be a lot of model run-to-run inconsistencies here, but I just wanted to throw that out to you there, because I just saw that come out here in this video. So there it is. This GFS is coming a little bit farther to the south, especially with the Tuesday system, Monday into Tuesday for the Northeast, because the initial shot Monday looks a little bit warmer than the second low that'll come through on Tuesday. We'll keep an eye on it here. Let's take a look. All right, if we take a look at the northern plains here, this is Saturday. This is the SPC put this out for severe weather. Slight risk here across most of Iowa, especially central and eastern Iowa, parts of northern Missouri into southwestern part of Wisconsin, and right in the darker green here, this is a marginal risk. So you still have to watch out for damaging wind, large hail, that sort of thing. And if you take a look at the probability here, there it is. Probabilistic, it's about the same. So there you have it. We can't get into hail, damaging wind, but there is the threat for tornadoes, damaging wind, large hail. So heed that warning. We can't go too far out beyond this, but we'll have some convection later Sunday and into Monday, and I'll show you that on the southeast maps as I get into those as well later on in this forecast segment as I show you the regional outlook. All right, let me take a look at the upper air pattern here, because this is going to tell the story of what's going to happen with this system on Monday and even beyond here. So let's take a look here at the height anomalies you see across the eastern part of the United States. This is where we have that ridge developing for the weekend. Look at that. So we're going to see a trough developing out west. And here is the key. Massive ridging here in the Gulf of Alaska. If we put this into motion, ridge continues to strengthen into Monday here. So you're probably wondering, well, how are you going to get frozen precipitation? It is going to be overrunning scenario here. And see that big old trough back west here? That's going to continue to build south here, and then we have this ridge across the eastern part of the United States, and this massive ridge. Look at this ridge up here well into Alaska, not just the Gulf of Alaska, but and watch what happens here. See this. This is the key. This is a massive trough here developing across the plains. Now take a look at this. Watch this. This is a massive trough. Massively low heights. If this verifies, there could be something a massive storm somewhere in the eastern part of North America here. Look at that. Sunday, March 13th. That's right around the time the blizzard of 93 happened in 1993. We'll have to wait and see here, but stay tuned. This is going to get quite interesting. All right, so taking a look at the Northeast here, high pressure is pretty much in control on your Friday here, sunny across the Northeast, so temperatures will start off really cold in the single digits in the colder valleys, but we'll quickly warm up into the 30s. Look at that, 37 in Binghamton, 41 in State College, 38 in New York City, holding on to some 20s here across New England. And then Saturday, this is where things get a little interesting and a little bit warmer. We'll have a warm front on the move here in eastern Ohio, 66 in Cleveland, 56 in Harrisburg, 47 in Binghamton, and then colder high pressure keeps it into the 20s and 30s here across northern New England. But we will get a chance of a late day shower here across upstate New York, northeast Pennsylvania, and maybe a chance of a rain or snow shower here into the eastern Lake Ontario region over to the Capital District of upstate New York, but pretty much staying dry for the most part. Into Sunday, we have this big warm front pushing through. You'll have showers potential. It will not be an all-day event. It'll be mostly earlier in the day, so we'll have this warm front push through, and then later on in the day, maybe a cold front approaching after sunset. So this will be an interesting scenario setting up. We'll have showers early, and then temperatures will warm up pretty quickly here. 68 in Binghamton, 70 in State College, 70 in New York City and Wilkes-Barre, Scranton as well, 76 in Harrisburg, 77 in D.C. So we're getting into 60s, upper 60s, even in areas where we could see snow later Monday into Tuesday here. And then northern New England, we're holding on to 40s and 50s. And then look at that, Monday. There's that cold front pushing to the south here. An area of low pressure will ride along it, and we will see rain and then rain and snow here. It's going to be very complicated here from Cleveland, Erie, Buffalo, Toronto, Binghamton, Syracuse, maybe the northern area to the Capital District of upstate New York, and then getting into northern New England here initially, because we could see some of that colder air bleeding down into, depending on how cold, deep and cold that layer of air is, we could see wintry precipitation, and we could have all kind of precipitation types, and then where that heavier precipitation falls, we could see all snow. So upstate northern New York into northern Vermont, definitely seeing a higher chance of seeing significant accumulations, but it's too early to say exactly which areas here will see the highest totals, especially it may be more elevation dependent as well. Binghamton, you're right on the edge here, so it's going to be really complicated, but definitely probably more rain than snow or sleet here. So there you have it. South of this front, look at 60 in Pittsburgh, 68 in Harrisburg, and 78, almost pushing 80 degrees here in Washington, D.C. So Monday is the day to watch into Tuesday. I don't go off into Tuesday yet, but here it is. This is where we could have some of that colder air bleeding down just north of the front. All right, let's take a look at the southeast here. Friday, we're starting off quiet. This is a dry front here across the southeast. It is more like a warm front, slowly moving to the northeast, and look at this behind it. Temperatures are soaring into the 70s and 80s, and look at that, 90 there in Tampa, Florida. You're the warm spot. Still staying cooler here, still above average for this time of year though. Norfolk 46 and Raleigh 59. So we head into your weekend. In this front, pretty much solidifying just to the east here, but warm air is riding out ahead of it, so we're getting to 65 in Norfolk, and look at this, 84 in Houston, 91 in Tampa, the firecracker here. We'll have a chance of late-day showers and thunderstorms here. Thankfully, none of them will be severe from New Orleans up to Nashville, and then heading into eastern Texas here and northern part of Louisiana and Mississippi, so get out there and enjoy. This Sunday, this is where things become a little bit of a problem. Well, I shouldn't just say a little bit of a problem. This is not just a slight risk here in the yellow. This is an enhanced risk of severe thunderstorms, damaging wind, large hail, and I think there's a pretty good chance of a tornado here, given anywhere in this orange zone here for your Sunday. So northeast Texas, northern Louisiana, southern Arkansas into northern Mississippi. You're going to want to stay tuned, especially later as the daytime heating takes effect. This cold front moves in. We have a lot of dynamics to work with. All this juicy air from the Gulf of Mexico, and this spells trouble here. And you look at these warm temperatures. Most of the areas hitting the 80s. And look at that, 93 in Tampa, the firecracker. Monday, Cold front moving in from the west. The best chance for severe weather is a big swath here from New Orleans, Birmingham, Panama City, Atlanta, and up into the Appalachians here. As this front moves to the east, pretty good dynamics, probably turning into a widespread damaging straight line wind event and hail here. So don't let your guard down for Monday. This system remains pretty active as it heads to the northeast. It's not going to be a widespread outbreak, but it is a pretty large area. You'll want to keep an eye to the sky here. All right, let's take a look at the southeast here. Friday, we're starting off quiet. This is a dry front here across the southeast. It is more like a warm front, slowly moving to the northeast. And look at this behind it. Temperatures are soaring into the 70s and 80s. And look at that, 90 there in Tampa, Florida. You're the warm spot. Still staying cooler here. Still above average for this time of year, though. Norfolk 46 and Raleigh 59. So we head into your weekend. In this front, pretty much solidifying just to the east here, but warm air is riding out ahead of it, so we're getting to 65 in Norfolk, and look at this, 84 in Houston, 91 in Tampa, the firecracker here. And we'll have a chance of late-day showers and thunderstorms here. Thankfully, none of them will be severe from New Orleans up to Nashville, and then heading into eastern Texas here and northern part of Louisiana and Mississippi. So get out there and enjoy. This Sunday, this is where things become a little bit of a problem. Well, I shouldn't just say a little bit of a problem. This is not just a slight risk here in the yellow. This is an enhanced risk of severe thunderstorms, damaging wind, large hail, and I think there's a pretty good chance of a tornado here, given anywhere in this orange zone here for your Sunday. So northeast Texas, northern Louisiana, southern Arkansas into northern Mississippi. You're going to want to stay tuned, especially later as the daytime heating takes effect. This cold front moves in. We have a lot of dynamics to work with. All this juicy air from the Gulf of Mexico, and this spells trouble here. And look at these warm temperatures. Most of the areas hitting the 80s. And look at that, 93 in Tampa, the firecracker. Monday, cold front moving in from the west. The best chance for severe weather is a big swath here from New Orleans, Birmingham, Panama City, Atlanta, and up into the Appalachians here. As this front moves to the east, pretty good dynamics, probably turning into a widespread damaging straight line wind event and hail here. So don't let your guard down for Monday. This system remains pretty active as it heads to the northeast. It's not going to be a widespread outbreak, but it is a pretty large area. You'll want to keep an eye to the sky here. All right, taking a look at the extended outlook for my hometown viewers, being Benedict's Scranton's upper Susquehanna region of upstate New York into northeast Pennsylvania and all points along the upper Susquehanna River Basin. Take a look at Friday through Tuesday here, sunny on Friday. Look at this. We're starting at 2 degrees on Friday morning, and look at this. 48 hours later, we're heading up to 68 degrees. How often do you see that? Wow, that's ridiculous, isn't it? Well, here it is. We're in upstate New York, and this is the deal. We head up to 50 on Saturday, a chance of a rain shower. On Sunday, we'll see rain showers, likely a quarter to half an inch. On Monday, we'll have that rain-snow line pretty close to the Binghamton area, so the higher elevations could see some wet snowflakes. That's why I have some wet snowflakes looking in here. Up to a half an inch of rain, likely. It will be cooling down, but Tuesday, we might have the potential for up to an inch of snow, especially in the higher terrain. So stay tuned. If things can come together right, we might see maybe a little bit more here. As always, I want to thank you for joining me for this edition of Weather Eastern. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for? Subscribe, hit the bell button, and guess what? Facebook, MediaMark, also Weather Northeastern. Also help on to my Twitter account at Weather Eastern. Follow my Twitter account at Weather Eastern. It's MediaMark.com, WeatherNortheastern.com, and guess what? Question or comment down below, smash the like button, and